Okay, so now we are doing a small exercise for web tables in which what we will do is we'll count number of rows and columns in a given table on a page. And the page that we are going to use for this exercise is given on this URL. It's from W3 Schools. So let's first look at this page manually. So I go here, paste the URL. So this is the table that we are targeting. So company, contact, country, these are the things that are there on the table. And what we want to do is we first want to count how many rows are there, how many columns are there. So we see like there are 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and there's one header row. So in order to play with this table, first we'll inspect it, and let's see, this table is nothing but a table tag whose ID is customers. So we will take this, identify this particular element, and let's go ahead and do that. So first thing, okay, I have copied that, so let me paste that ID here. So first thing we will do is we will say driver.get, so that we get to this page. And yep, so this is going to the page. And what we will do is once we are on the page, we will locate our table, which is nothing but a web element. Every HTML tag is a web element. So we say table element equals driver.findElement by.id. We know what we copied from there was the ID of the table, and this is the table ID, so I'll put it here. Now comes the main part. Now, table is nothing but it's a collection of rows and columns. If you see here, this table tag has a T body in it. Inside the T body, if we go, we see that each row is represented by a TR tag. So this is TR, this is TR, this is TR, this is TR. So each row, as you see, when I'm selecting that, one row is getting highlighted here. So what we need to do is in this table tag, we want to know how many TR tags this table has. That will give us the count of number of rows in the table. Now essentially if we see like table contains t body also, so ideally what we could have done is by id we can go and find web element, and we can say t body element, and now t body is inside table element, so we can also do find element command on uh, the web element. So web element also supports find element. If you remember, like last time we are doing find element on driver. So driver means we are searching an entire page, but now we are doing it on table element, find element by tag name, and we are saying our tag name is tbody. So this second element that we are searching for, this will give us this tbody tag. Now tbody tag has all the tr tags, so multiple tr tags we want to get, so we will say tbody element dot find elements by id, for find elements by tag name, and this time we know tag name is tr. So tr is the table row tag. Now when we are doing find elements, this is the plural thing that we are searching for. It will return us a list of web elements. So I'll type li, do a control space, list from java.util, and we know this is a list of web elements, so we can say tr list. That's it. So now we got a list of all the tr tags present inside this table. Now once we got this, if we want to know how many tags have come, we know list has a property, has a function, and that function is called tr list. That function is called size function, which tells how many items a list has. Since this is a list of web elements, each element is tr element, it is telling how many trs it has. So this will be kind of number of rows. Rows in the table are this. That was our first task. We wanted to count the rows. Second task we want to do is we want to find how many columns a row has, or how many columns the table has. For that, if we go to the first row of the t body, we can see it has th tags. So 3 th tags, each one for one heading. If we go to, this is like heading is represented by th and data is represented with td. So if we can go to any row and we search for tr or td, like for first row it will be th, second row it will be td. If we can count how many tds or th the row has, that will give us the column count. So let's go and do that. And for that, what we will do is, so we will say web element, we will say first row is equal to, how we get first row from tr list, it will be tr list dot get of 0, because this is the list, we are getting 0th element, that will give us the first row. Now again it's simple, from first row we will ask, hey first row, tell me find elements, and we want the plural one, by dot tag name. And for first row we know the tag is th, so we are asking give me all the th elements in the first row, and again this will also return us list of web element, and I can say this is th list. This is the th list of first row. Now once we got the th list, what we are going to do is we can simply print how many columns it has. So you can say calls plus th list dot size. So now this is going to give us how many columns the table has. So first we went and counted how many rows it has, then from each row or from any single row we are asking how many th or td you have. We got that value, so that gives the columns. Now we said we will print each row data on the console. Now if we want to print each row, then what we have to do is we have to go to each tr, then we have to fetch out all the TDs or THs from here, and then we have to print the data. So what we want to do is we want to print this name and then country. So if we want to do that, first what we will do is we will say for I equals 0, I less than tr list dot size. So we are going over each and every row of the table, and we will say I plus plus. Now since we are using I here, I'll also go and declare the variable I, int I. Now in each row what we want to do is, okay, we will start this from 1, and reason being simple, we don't want to print the first row which is just the column header. So we are skipping company, contact, country. We will actually print their names. Now let's go and get the first row and get the data from it. So I'm doing list of web elements, td list. Now we are getting td list. The way we'll get the row is we will ask tr list. From tr list we are asking give me the ith row, and first time I will be 1, second time it will be 2, third time it will be 3. So you are asking it give us the first row. From that find elements by dot tag name, and we are putting td tag. So now you see, every time I changes we are going to get that row from tr, then we are asking how many tds you have, we get the td list. Now if you want to print each column one by one, now TD will have the data. If you see, we are interested in printing Alfred Futterkiste, then Maria Anders. So what we will do is, now we have this TD list, we'll put another loop for I j equals to 0. We need a second variable, j less than TD list, j plus plus, and what we will do inside this is, for each column we will get the data. Before that, let's go and declare j, since we are using j. And one more issue is we should do the size. That is how we will write loop. Now here what I'll do is I'll say sysout, and let's use printf, or println is also fine, it's okay. So we will print the first data, and first data will be the first column. Let me use printf for better purpose. First string, second string, third string, and a new line. So first string will come from td list of j. Oh sorry, this is a loop we are running, right? So for this loop what I need to do is we just need to print the one uh, value. So we can say sysout, and we'll make it print rather than println, and we will say give us td list dot get of I dot get text. So we are going to one column and we are asking give your text, and we'll give a space after that. So what will happen, first 0th column we'll get the text of that, then first column we'll get the text of that, second column we'll get the text of that, and once this inner loop is over we'll go and print a new line. So this is for new line after one row, and this is each column data should be printed on same line. That's why we used system.out.print rather than println. So now let's go and run this code and see what output it generates for us. So we are running this, so it will launch Eclipse browser. Okay, somewhere I got an error. First rows 7, columns 3, that we have got. Fine. Now the error is coming from which point? Okay, I have made a mistake here. I used I. Here it should be J, because we are getting the jth column. There are only 3 columns, so we can't go beyond 3 columns. So let's go and run the code again, and you see all the data of the table has been printed on our console. So in nutshell, if we summarize, first let's validate the data that we are printing. Last is coming from Italy, and what we got is, yeah, last one is coming from Italy. This is the name. So what we are getting is, we are getting the correct data from the table. Well, so to summarize, what is the learning from this? 2-3 key points to keep in mind is, first, the table structure of in HTML, we should be aware, like this is the tag. So we found the table first, and then we went to t-body, and then we asked for all the children. So first learning comes is, it's not that find element and find elements can be called only on driver. It can also be called on any object which is a web element object. So find element method and find elements method both are available for driver as well as web element interface. So web driver and web element supported. Second, whenever we want to count how many elements are there inside, how many rows are there inside a table, we can simply go and find, get all the tags with tr, and then the count of that, whatever list we are getting back, size of that list will tell how many rows are there. For columns, what we can do is we can go to any row in this table. Like if we could have gone to this row also, this is ideally 0 1 2 3, because in list, indexing starts from 0 0 1 2 3. So we come to third row. If we ask how many tds it has, that is what the number of columns is. So we got the number of columns like this. And then if we want to go over the table entirely, so we have to write nested loop, 2 loops. Outer loop is running for rows, inner loop is running for columns. So what we are doing is, we are saying we will run a loop. One loop will take us to every row. So first row, second row, third row, fourth row. Inner loop will take us to columns one by one. So this is called nested loops, and this is what is used to process web tables. Now in our scenario, sometimes it may be like we would want to check whether the table contains Roland Mendel or not. So there also same logic will be used, but what we will do is, inside this, rather than printing the name, we will check if getText dot contains whatever we are searching for. That is how we will process the table. But yeah, this is the fundamental for using web tables, and like modifications into this code will make it part of our test cases. Hope web tables are clear.